Yeah, I don't know that anybody in the country does it live at this time of the year. You do like what we call thud tempo, where it's basically live until like the contact, and you're going to not violently finish the contact. So you get a little bit of that, but again, I mentioned it last time we talked. I think the real evaluation comes in two ways. We do a lot of competitive drills. We did some today, where we're simulating a kickoff return, but you're just condensing the space down so that they're not running 70 yards on each play. So we got a bunch of reps of that. That's a great way to evaluate the players. And then also, obviously, the offense and defense. I mean, there's so much carryover from like a perimeter bubble screen is very similar to a kickoff return. Whether it's the returner, the guy catching the bubble and making the play on the perimeter, or whether it's the guys blocking, that's very similar to blocking for a kickoff return or punt return. So you get to, between the drills, the special teams drills, and then the offensive defensive play, there's enough evaluation there.
You lean pretty heavily on the GPS stuff too, the trackers. You got a lot of players that wear those.
Yeah.
Is that helpful to you in assessing stuff that you need to know as a special teams coach, where in the absence of contact?
Yeah, I'd say I use it specifically in two ways. Number one, to evaluate speed. Obviously, you can see stuff on film that shows up, but there's some slight differences in speed when you're maybe looking at two lower level linebackers that are battling for a special team spot, and you're not sure which one to play, and it's close. Well, hey, let's look at the GPS numbers. This guy's a little bit faster. His top speeds are a little bit faster. The second way that we like to use it too, special teams wise, is let's say the other day we were doing a punt cover drill, and it was on air, but we were just teaching them to sprint. I mean, just to literally go as fast as they can. You can go back and look at that period and say, what speeds are they hitting? Are they really hitting their top speeds? So it holds the guys accountable to make sure that they're giving great effort.
I feel like Hayball has arguably been like the best player on the entire team, like over the last week or so. What does having a punter like that allow you to change or do differently in terms of scheme?
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, we're lucky to have him. I mean, he's been a great addition, and he's still got to tweak a couple things, but he's had a great camp. And what it allows you to do is multiple things. Number one, it allows you in pin situations or the coffin corner punts to be successful there. And that's a critical part of having success is, making the opponent start backed up. The second piece is when we're going against a dangerous guy, if he can have the ability to angle punt that thing outside the numbers with great hang time, we can minimize the effectiveness of the opponent's returners. I mean, just with the punter, and you could do less scheme too.
Where does he sit in hang times on average?
Yeah, he's somewhere between like 4.6 and 5.0s, I would say, consistently. So like, when in my past, I've been fortunate to have some NFL punters that we've worked with, and he's close to those guys. I think he's still got to continue to work on his hang time, but you're looking for like a consistent 4.7, 4.8, and he's right around that right now. So.
Who do you like at kick returner and punt returner? Who are guys standing out there?
Yeah, we're still evaluating guys. Some of the guys that we're looking at right now, Jaden McGowan, Rocco Griffin. We've had Ray Davis back there, Will Shepard. There's a good group of guys that we're evaluating right now, so we're excited about that group.
How much of it, like I've seen that Norv coaches up the punt returners.
Yep.
Do you collaborate with him to some extent on deciding who's going to do that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So we like, for example, we're going to have personnel meetings at least weekly, where we're discussing the depth chart and going into depth on who's going to be playing. And specifically, me and Norv will be getting together almost daily on how they do each day.
How do you feel about your tight end room?
Yeah, I'm excited about that group. They're a fun group to be around. They want to be coached. They take coaching well. They're mature. They're a smart group. We're putting a lot on their plate right now. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, I think every guy in that room's got a chance to get on the field this year.
Do you think, in a typical game, would you lean toward playing 3 tight ends, 4 tight ends? What number do you think seems most likely?
Yeah, I think it's going to be based on game plan,
Yeah.
So it's hard to answer that question. So, you could be going into a game and thinking 10 personnel is your best bet to win. You could go into a game thinking 12 personnel is your best bet. So that's all based on what the opponent's giving you.
How do you evaluate Justin Ball at this point? It seems like he's improved. I think he's been banged up at times too, but how do you like the step forward he's taken?
Yeah, well, I'm excited about him. He's making great progress. He's still he's got some weaknesses that we're still working on. But this is probably the longest stretch of healthy play that we've had since we've been here with him. So it's allowing him to build some consistency and some rhythm. And we talk a lot about in our room automated performance. Like we want to get to the where you're on the field and you're not thinking a whole lot, you know. And the performance just automated. And you can't do that unless you're actually playing. You know, you can study all you want in the playbook, but you got to get the reps. And he's getting a lot of reps, which is helpful.